All right, thanks everybody for joining us on another of our Meet the Vendor webinar series, where we get to travel all over the world and meet some of the top vendors on the Atlassian Marketplace. And today we've got Martins from EazyBI. He's in Latvia, and he's going to tell us all about easy business intelligence. So thanks very much for joining us, Martin.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. Let me start sharing and show you the presentation material. All right. Oh, sorry. Wrong screen.
It's a very nice photo though.
Yeah, thank you. Let me start with this slide. Hopefully you see the slide with the definition of EazyBI. Is that right?
All good.
EazyBI is a powerful analytics and reporting app for Jira and Confluence. Using this tool, you can build custom reports, charts, and dashboards from your source data with just a few clicks. The main advantage of EazyBI is its integration with the Jira and most popular applications, including some of the Jira applications. And this tool lets you drill down in your Jira data from different viewpoints and calculate much more than predefined metrics. So as we say, with EazyBI, simple reports are easy and advanced reports are possible. There are three main steps in EazyBI that describes how you translate your Jira data in EazyBI reports. And importing data is the first step. Here I want to stress out that EazyBI is a non-real-time analysis tool. That means data must be first imported in a database before you can use data in reports. And you can import from different data sources like Jira, Confluence, REST API, endpoints, and other databases. And for some use cases, you can even combine data from different data sources, like when you want to calculate the business, the budget for the project and use some logged hours from users and calculate that with the rates that you import from additional source. So that's one of the good use cases where you can combine Jira data with some other sources to create a sophisticated reports and calculate something beyond Jira. Create reports is the second step in this process flow. We are usually saying if you don't have question, you don't need a report. That's very simple, right? If you start asking questions, you start thinking about reports. And this is the step where people ask questions and answer them in the form of charts and tables. And also in this step, we notice that people tend to reinvent wheels and skip the possibility to learn from our examples that we have published on our demonstration accounts. So that's why we would encourage always when starting to use EazyBI, it's good to start with the reports and sample reports as much as possible and explore already the demonstration account with a report library, because there you can copy those library reports very easily to your local instances and start from there, not to start from zero. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was going to say the importance of not starting from zero, because yeah, all the common questions have already been asked, and yeah, just having the ability to select from templates, because once you do have questions, typically end up with a lot of questions. So
exactly, that's the point. When you start asking questions, then you understand that you want to ask something extra, you want to go deeper, and then it's good that you have some basis. And like you said, most of the questions somebody already have asked before you, right? And then that basically says that somebody else have created this report, and maybe it's even already a public version, and you can just look at it and copy the definition or use it as a template from our demonstration account, and then kind of make your own changes, not to start from scratch. All right. So the third step in this process is publishing. This is a why we stress it out, because it's very important in our mind to share reports when you create them, because that's the whole point. When you create some reports, you want to kind of share them with your team, with your stakeholders, with your report users. So think about the ways how you will publish the report for your users and where you will publish, so they can always rely on fresh and actual information. So there are a couple of ways how you can do the publishing and how you can share EazyBI reports with your teams. And then I will show you later more in details. But
and
this was just
the value of every different stakeholder having access to live data. It's just, it can't be understated in terms of wanting to be able to make decisions or needing to report somewhere else or understand where things are at. Comprehensive reports.
Yeah, you're right. That all we aim is data-driven decisions, right? And for that, we need the actual information that is very fresh, as fresh as possible. So that's also the value of sharing. So they know where to get this information. Either this is some gadget on a Jira dashboard or Confluence page, or maybe this is a regular email which is scheduled and sent automatically, or maybe a wallboard on the large monitor in the hallway. So yeah, but the idea behind it that you need to share these reports so people know what you're talking about and understand these figures better by some good visualizations.
Well, I'm a big fan for sharing data, because it gets the team on the same page, and gets everybody's eyes on the prize. And if we've got it, we can report on it. Let's share the message. So.
Sure. Yeah. I also am a big fan of sharing and the knowledge, sharing the reports, because that's very, very good for the society when we share with our knowledge and with some information that can be useful later.
Yeah, and share our insights into
exactly, not just figures, but insights. Maybe if you can add some comments, that's even better. All right. Before creating new reports in EazyBI, it's also important to understand how EazyBI organizes the imported data. Like I said earlier, this is a non-real-time analysis tool. So information is being first imported from Jira, and you can set the frequency so you can have as fresh data as you can. This screen is a typical screen with the Jira issues, right? It shows issues, and we can see values in different fields for each issue. Some of these fields are classified lists, some numerical values, and some other can be date picker fields, and also custom fields. So EazyBI can recognize and import all Jira standard fields and most of the custom fields in a data cube automatically. So this is the integration I mentioned earlier. By creating this data model, we kind of gathered the experience about different fields, how this field should be imported, what can be the use cases, and how people tend to use this field later in reports. And data in EazyBI is imported using the star scheme to make the reports as fast as possible. Star scheme means that numerical values are the binding elements with other fields when you create reports. For example, you wanted to analyze the number of issues resolved by the issue type and filter that by project. So in that use case, the number of issues resolved is the center of the report, because this is how you create the context. You take the numerical value, which is number of issues resolved, and then you add one dimension, which is issue type, and the second dimension, what would be project, and then where they are crossing, this is the result you're after, right? And this is the star scheme. The numerical value is in the center. This is this is the basics of EazyBI when you create reports. All right. when we talk about Jira numerical fields, those would be automatically imported as numerical measures. And those can be measures like original estimated hours or number of resolved issue counts, number of created issue counts, number of hours logged. And these all are binding elements when you create reports. Also, date picker fields, like when you create a new custom field, date picker, you can use them and import them as measures as well. For example, you have a estimate date as a date picker field, and then you want to calculate a report how many issues in the selected time period have this have the estimated date within the time period. So EazyBI would create for you a numerical measure called issues with estimated date, and this would automatically be a binding element when you combine time with the other dimensions, and you can easily calculate the count of issues where the estimated date belongs to the selected time period. And that's very useful, as we see in various different use cases where people want to calculate specific results when they are filtering time, and they want to see the number of issues where this specific date picker values falls into the selected time period. So date pickers can be also imported as measures and used as numerical counters. When you import data from Jira or from any data source, you would get many measures automatically. And in case of Jira or Confluence, where we have a special data models, there will be a very long list of measures that you automatically get. As you can see in this screen, resolved issue counts and original estimated hours are already imported, and those would be predefined measures in EazyBI. Because of that star model and some things I said earlier, we always say that measure is a treasure in EazyBI, because this is how you set the context for your report. And measure usually answers.
That sounds interesting. Measure is a treasure.
Yeah, because when you create reports, you start thinking about what will you measure, and that's right. the number one question when you build any report. What will this report answer? Is it number of hours logged, or is it number of resolved issues, and etc. So that's why measure is a treasure. That's our quote in EazyBI.
I might write that one down. I might use that one later myself.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was something that crossed my mind earlier, was around the realities of data integrity and the importance of that. You know, a report is only as good as the data that goes in. And I was thinking to myself, you know, how much has changed in terms of corporate culture or organizational culture, in terms of making sure we are capturing information, we're capturing it consistently, and then, you know, we evolve it to the point where, well, now we've got the data, you know, what do we really want to look at that's going to make a difference, you know? So yeah, what are the measurements that will give us the insights where we're potentially really going to be able to make a difference?
Yeah, you're right, and that's what I think every company is focusing on. So to get the value out of this, I think also the reports, it's a good tool to measure the quality of your data, not just to use the tool for making these decisions and using the insights, but also to control how accurately you're using the source data. So that's also, I think, as an addition to what you said about the integrity and how we are evolving in that matter.
Well, perhaps you could describe how that works. So it's going to give you, or it's going to raise the alarm or show you gaps in your data and anomalies in your data. Do we report by exception? What do you mean by, you know, how do we proactively use that?
Like, for example, you see some outliers in some of the periods, and with a human mind, you understand that it's not possible. So you are drilling into the data, you're going deeper and deeper, and you find where actually the strange result comes from. And then this is the way how you can go from the report to actual source. For example, that can be Jira, where some issue has a typo or some wrong value entered, and report will quickly show you that there's something wrong with the data.
Yeah, just
and then
looking at the anomalies. Yeah, super.
Yeah, exactly, anomalies. And in EazyBI, besides those automatically created measures that you get when you import data, you can also use the autofill feature and create your own new user-defined calculated measures. If you see some metrics are missing in your use case, you could create your own measures. So that's also very common thing in EazyBI. What we see that customers use this tool to create some custom analytics, custom calculations, and use this tool like that. So this is a possibility to create a new.
That's certainly what we've done. I think we spoke before about some of the things we've done for some of our clients, and yeah, we've taken advantage of those extra features to be able to perform calculations on the data, and then actually add a new level of visualization to it, shall we say. So we were having certain figures turn green, amber, and red, for example, based on the performed calculation or the underlying results. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is actually the screenshot how it would look if you start writing your formulas. As you can see, there's autofill, and you can use either from predefined measures that is already there when building your new formulas, or you can look at the documentation page and use some templates and formulas which are described in our documentation page. When we talk about classified lists, those can be fields like assignee, status, priority, resolution. Those would be imported in EazyBI as dimensions. Also, many type of Jira custom fields can be defined and imported as measures, and the dimensions can be used to split measures by classified list values, or used to filter the report. Many dimensions are created out of the box when you import data, but you can also get more by modifying import options page at any time. Even you can add some scripted fields as dimensions or as measures. So the report builder can be extended whenever you have some new information coming in. You can decide on how to use that in report, and then add that either as dimension or as new numerical measure, or maybe even as just a property for existing measures. There is a separate section with dimensions in EazyBI Report Builder where you can select them. You can use dimensions in rows, columns, page filters to filter your report. And let's now switch to features. EazyBI is great with many features and possibilities when creating reports. You can drill into report results to see more details, and that's very good feature when you see some report or chart and you want to know more about it, why specific bar is showing these numbers. You can reshape the report with few clicks and see actually where the result is coming from. Like you can drill through issue to see this number calculated, which is the set of issues that gives this number, or you can if you use Jira or EazyBI for Jira or Confluence, they have solid integrations with EazyBI, and you can just quickly go from the report to Jira issue with just a few clicks. If you go to source, it will allow you to open the same issue in Jira and see actual fields that are used on the issue level. So these would be like 2 to 3 clicks and you are on a Jira already. You can combine dimensions and measures to get results from different viewpoints. For example, use the multiple dimensions in rows and see some metrics in columns. Analyze data either by totals of the dimension or expand the dimensions and see results split by members. Like here, I'm analyzing by issue type and also by priorities to see the number of issues resolved and the number of issues created by each priority within the issue type. Before importing all your Jira projects in EazyBI, it's also necessary to understand what is EazyBI account and how to use that. That will help you understand more about creating and publishing EazyBI reports for others. In EazyBI, you can have as many accounts as you need to organize your reports in the best possible way. Each account has a separate, not has, but can have a separate set of reports, different projects imported, a separate list of users or user groups who will have access to reports within the account. And you would need to add Jira users or user groups to each EazyBI account separately. Users can access EazyBI reports only after they are added to account. And the access to these EazyBI accounts are managed separately from Jira security schemes. For the whole EazyBI instance, as you can see in the picture, there are two icons at the top of the page, kings and queens, we call them. These are actually super users in the whole EazyBI instance. They can create more accounts, administer existing ones, add users, add limitations, add data access roles. By default, if we talk about Jira as a source or Confluence, Jira administrator by default would have this superpower or by default. But you can add additionally EazyBI admins, which would be dedicated users who can maybe not be Jira admins, but they could be EazyBI admins, and then they will have all these superpowers to create new accounts, administer existing ones, add, remove users, basically manage the whole EazyBI instance and overview if everything goes smoothly. Yeah, this is about accounts. Once user is added to the account, he or she can see all accounts and roles in account from the home section. And this is where you understand if you have access to a specific report or not. If this report is saved in one of these accounts, you need to be sure that you have added to account as user to access these reports on the account. Like here I have 7 accounts, and I can see in each of these accounts what is my user role. Either I am an owner of the account. On this image, I am owner of all 7 accounts. I'm sorry for that, but there are several roles one user can have. Either owner or a data admin or just report user who can see reports but cannot make an impact what is imported in the account, like change the definition of import settings. So there are 6 to 7 different user roles where you can select from. When you have figured out how many accounts you need and how will you split projects, then you need to start importing data in your EazyBI. Project list, when we talk about Jira integration, and basically this is where I'm mostly focused on in this presentation, a project list available for the import will be based on a user who initiates the first data import. This role can be transferred to other users afterwards, but the first list of projects will be based on a user who has created the account and who started to initiate the import. As you can see here, you can select projects either one by one or by whole project category. And then it would import all issues for selected projects. Also, you can select the frequency, like I mentioned earlier. EazyBI is a non-real-time analysis tool, and it would automatically import incremental data, incremental changes on a regular basis. And you would need to specify how often do you want to import incremental data. And then, of course, the custom field support. EazyBI would detect most of the custom fields for selected projects. Then you can choose how exactly will you import the custom field. Would it be dimension or just a property or numerical measurement? So if you have some scripted fields, you can define them for EazyBI manually and import them in the cube. What we recommend is not to import all your custom fields straight away, because this would increase the size of the database, and you can always go back to this step and add more in custom fields if you see that some of them are missing in your report use cases. So yeah, we would recommend starting with those custom fields that you need for initial reports, and then add them more of them when you have a need for new report. And once you are once you import the data, you're ready for reports. Let's see a quick video on how you can where you can find the EazyBI and how you can create a quick report. So you can see you can open the analyze view and start from there. It has this drag and drop report builder. You place these dimensions, and then you make sure you select the right measures for your context. You can add standard calculations to calculate cumulative sum or average values, or even draw a trend line. You can switch between different chart types and customize them by adding some options like labels or changing font size, and then save the report and make sure you are publishing it either as a Jira dashboard gadget or Confluence page. But we can later do it step by step in a slower pace if it's necessary. That's just like quick visualization. That is, it's not taking that much time to create your first initial reports. Yeah, like I said, reports
and
are
you've
created.
already got the data, so it's just really about doing a bit of an import, having a look at some of the basic templates, and having a go. Yeah,
here on this screen, actually, I wanted to tell that before building your own reports, you can start by exploring sample report folders. We have identified the common reports for Jira. When you import some sprints or story points, then you have a sample Jira software folder with a couple of reports that can be useful to start with. By default, you would always have the open issues measurement, and then you can see the number of resolved and created the issues by time, and also the trend line of open issues. Yeah, that's good point. Don't rush to start creating reports. Try to explore the ones that you already have. Just look for them. Start by looking at analyze view and then go to the demonstration account. Like, I mentioned the standard calculations. You can add some standard calculations to calculate top and bottom filters. Conditional cell formatting can be also used to visualize parts of the table report. You can use mixed chart types, where you can combine bars with lines and even have a multiple vertical axis.
It's interesting. Martin says myself, I'm a visual learner, so I like the charts. I like seeing the different views, all the different views, because it's just makes it much easier for me to consume. And I think it's 50% of people are visual learners. So they can spot the patterns and see the trends, and it just makes it easier to consume. And so many options. It's awesome.
Yeah, actually, for the trend lines, there are standard calculations that you can use, and then quickly from the chart, you can, with a couple of clicks, add the trend line and see actually, because people maybe not that easily see the trend line if it's not visible, right? If the first bar is the as large as the last bar, and etc. But when you add these trend lines, and like you said, visual information gives you easy to it makes it easy to understand from visual information how you are doing, and is it better than previous periods, and etc. Answer all these questions.
You know, more importantly, where's it trending?
Yeah, exactly. About sharing reports quickly, because I see we are already taking more than 25 minutes on that part. So yeah, there are the most typical way to share EazyBI reports is EazyBI dashboard. You can create EazyBI dashboards and combining many reports on the same dashboard, and even have a page filter to interact with all reports at once. Like when you filter the project, all reports on this dashboard would automatically be filtered. But it's always important to understand how these reports are answering your questions, and then by understanding that, you know which reports should be combined together, so you can tell a story from the dashboard. Like you see different answers, different questions answered on the same dashboard, and you can interact, change filters, and make good decisions by looking at all these reports visually published on the dashboard.
I like the way you put it there, telling a story.
Exactly. Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly this is why you create reports, to tell the story, to answer questions, to explain something. Otherwise, it's just an IT tool, but you need to do it meaningfully. You need to answer these questions and tell stories. Like here, for example, how many unresolved issues we have in age interval, and we can see the bottom right corner, the report where it shows issues due, which is unresolved issues by different age intervals, how old they are, and how they are split by priorities. And then it could be one of the stories you tell by looking at this dashboard. And there are a couple of more ways to publish. You can subscribe and receive EazyBI dashboard as a PDF attachment. You can add the gadget on the Jira dashboard. You can have wallboards. You can add macros on Confluence pages. It's up to the customer how he wants to publish EazyBI reports. That was about sharing. Of course, we have a documentation page where you can go and find our demonstration accounts, different examples. There we have even training academy where you can learn how to use EazyBI on a better, how you can better use EazyBI reports. We have community, we have support team, and the cherry on the cake is the demonstration account. And I think we could switch now to this account with many good examples, and then we can have discussion from there. So I will stop sharing the slides and switch to the demonstration account, which is okay. Here it has. I have opened. Let me hide these. So this is a demonstration account. This is a public account where we have combined many dashboards.
Are you sharing? You'll need to share that with us, Martin.
Oh yeah, sorry for that. Do you see my demo?
Yes,
my screen now?
See it now. Yep.
All right. So this is demonstration account. As you can see, by default, it would open the first dashboard, chart types. This is just to illustrate how all the different ways how EazyBI can be used. Like we can analyze unresolved issues by priority in a pie chart, or to see the number of issues resolved from the created issues as a gauge, or have a bubble chart with trend lines, even calculate remaining linear trends, see the number of issues by statuses over the time, how it evolves. Like, this is a commonly asked question to understand backlog, and then there can be different definitions of the backlog, but in general, what people want to see is a number of issues in statuses over time and how this develops. So this is a very good chart that we often use. How many issues were resolved by days in each week, like which is the most busy day of the week. So yeah, this is the demonstration account. It has very good reports, even for sprints and story points. You can calculate velocity, see the trend lines for story points remaining, very different use cases. So what we actually recommend that people who want to learn the EazyBI, they start from all these different reports. You can easily import reports from here. If you like one particular report, you can just open it from, this is what we call library. This is this demonstration account where we have gathered all these different and useful examples. So here you can go and click to export definition. You copy this definition, then you switch to your local EazyBI account where you have installed EazyBI and started using it. So then you just click to import reports button, paste the definition, and EazyBI is creating the same report with all the calculations, with everything. And you will just quickly have the same report.
Yeah,
the same structure, but just based on your data.
Yeah. Amazing way to get started.
Yeah, so you can start from there, not to start thinking how to create report. You just take the one that's already there, and you have the report based on your data. So that's what we encourage. Go and start from demonstration account, see what are all the possibilities are, and then copy those ideas and just adjust them for your business needs.
Super easy. All right, I guess if you need any help, you can also reach out to Design Industries. But look, thanks very much, Martins. I think for our audience, I think they'll be able to see that if you've got the data, this is a tool that's going to really be able to fast start you into being able to do the sort of analysis that you sort of dreamed of. And you can see all the different options for visualization and just how easy it is to get started. So thanks very much. For our audience, feel free to reach out to Design Industries or to EazyBI if you've got any further questions or would like to find out a little bit more. Interesting times. So a big thunderstorm is about to hit here in Melbourne. I can hear the thunder. I'm not sure if you can, but thanks very much, Martin.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And it was my pleasure to show EazyBI and all the possibilities this tool can do. So it's it's one of the top tools to analyze data, and I think it's so far it's the best on the marketplace for Jira. So don't miss that tool. This is very good and can give you useful insights.
Well, we use it internally at Design Industries and we love it. So so thanks very much.
Good. All right. Thanks for having me, and I must say bye.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.